Sibusisiwe, good morning and thanks so much for your time this morning. So let's start with how your operations were actually affected during the lockdown and the start of the COVID-19 pandemic here.
Good morning. Thank you very much for having me. So as you very well know, surgery is a very complicated process that also requires a lot of safety measures to be put in place in order to guarantee the life of the patient, as well as to make sure that the doctors who are operating on those patients do a good job. So when COVID-19 came into play, we could not do those surgeries because it was unsafe for patients. So basically, a lot of the programs that we had in the region, in SADC, as well as the whole of the Africa region, were put on hold in April so that we could try to put measures in place to see how we can assist our partner hospitals to make sure that they have a safe environment to operate on those patients.
So that's a lot of catching up you have to do in terms of postponed surgeries. How are you getting back on track?
Okay, so like just what you said, there's a lot of backlog now. About 2,500 patients or more have not received surgery. So we are using the average statistics from our past surgeries to see how many patients would we have operated on if the COVID-19 pandemic had not arisen. So on average, by April, we would have, from January to April, we would have operated on about 2,500 patients or more. So basically, these patients, as well as other patients who are not within our radar, because we are always trying to find ways of increasing the numbers of patients and ensuring that those patients, especially in the peripheries, in countries where there is difficult situations, where they cannot access care in hospitals, where they find it difficult to get the expertise to operate on cleft patients, it means that a lot of them outside that 2,500 were not getting surgery. So right now what we have done is that we have been creating protocols to assist our hospitals to make sure that they have everything in place to make sure that the environment is safe for the patients. But they are also guided by their national systems and by government directives on how to handle surgery in these situations. Yeah. So you find that most of the times, a lot of the partner hospitals have suspended surgeries until some of the things were in place. So we have been trying our best to provide personal protective equipment that will also help the patients and the practitioners as well.
All right, so just explain to us, for those who are not quite familiar with how the Smile train works, Sibusisiwe. Is it the train carrying doctors, carrying all the medical staff that goes from place to place, and then these surgeries are done in local hospitals wherever they stop? Just create a picture for us.
Okay, so what you are describing there is a mission model. Smile train does not use a mission model. Our model is based on the Chinese proverb, teach a man to fish. So for us, this approach helps to create sustainability in the surgical landscape that we are working in. A lot of organizations that do cleft surgeries, they use the mission model. It means they come to your country, they do the surgeries, and they leave. But the question that always remains is, what if they cannot come? Like right now during the COVID pandemic, you see that a lot of travel was suspended. So a lot of the programs that we have, and we have adopted over the years, since we started working in Africa in 2002, are based on this teach a man to fish approach. So we train local medical professionals to provide the care and the surgeries that the patients need, and we make sure that they are empowered enough through series of trainings or maybe long-term trainings that will give them the skills that they need to be able to provide the surgeries in their local spaces. So basically, our model helps us create a space where a patient does not need to wait for somebody to come and assist, but to make sure that there is always the service available in our partner hospitals to ensure that patients get access to surgery when they need it.
All right, so just educate, those who might not have any idea as to what this actually is. What is a cleft lip or a cleft palate, and how does it affect a child or an adult, and how does it, what challenges does it pose for them, and how is it caused?
Okay, so a cleft is a common birth defect or difference. Now we are calling it a birth difference. That occurs when certain body structures around the mouth do not fuse together during fetal development. They can also involve the lip and or the roof of the mouth, which is called the palate. which is made up of both hard and a soft palate. So inside your mouth, you do have a hard part and a soft part. If you try to put your tongue up there, you will understand what I'm saying. So causes of the clefts remain unknown, but the risk factors include environmental factors, lack of proper nutrition before and during pregnancy, as well as genetics. So many of these children with untreated clefts around the world, they live in isolation, making it difficult to make friends or go to school, and most importantly, they have difficulty eating, breathing, and speaking. Some of them do not even make it to their first birthday, especially those with the cleft palate, because food tends to come out through the nose when you feed the child. So the child does not get enough nutrition. And we are trying our best to continue to reach out to local communities, dispelling the myths and misinformation around clefts, because clefts are treatable. It's something that happens, it's something that's very common, and we are here to provide a service and work with those communities to make sure that people understand what it is.
All right. And how does somebody get a hold of you if they need your help, if they have somebody who needs to have the surgery? How do they get on your books?
Okay, so you can contact us on our website on www.smiletrain.org, or you can actually call me on my number, which is +263 719 891711. Shall I repeat those?
Yes, please. Just give me the phone number. I do have the website. It's www.smiletrain.org. And just if you can repeat that number for us, please.
Okay, so my phone number is +263 719 891711.
Thanks very much for that, Sibusisiwe Yona, from the Smile Train, the program that's creating smiles throughout Africa where they can. Thanks so much for your time and good luck to you.